Lily, I gotta go. Specky. Uh, close that. We're getting Paragon downloaded. It's almost done. I'm trying to play it. Looks like my stream's running well. So what are we doing this for? Well, looks like my CPU is actually running kind of hot. I just learned about this program from my friend called Specky. It's pretty cool. Um, I also like SpeedFan though. My other friend showed me SpeedFan. Where do you have SpeedFan? What's SpeedFan? Well, let me teach you about a few things. Let me teach you about CPU-Z, hardware monitor, and also MSI Afterburner if you need it for fan control or something. Mostly it works for most video cards. And performance test if you ever want it. That's nice. That's a nice app. Um, where is SpeedFan? Do we have it here somewhere? I swear I had it. You know what? Let me go get it for you guys. All right. Let me show you how to get it. It's pretty hard actually. SpeedFan is a cool program. It's not a virus, I promise. It's really not. Go to download and then click the button right there. It's not really an easy to notice download. It just has a link to the name SpeedFan. Yeah, it's not like super easy to figure out actually. For me anyway. I mean, let's go to my downloads and install SpeedFan. It's pretty quick and easy. It's a lightweight program. It's not a virus. Some people think it is. It's really not. Okay. So, Specky's kind of nice because it says everything up front. CPU-Z tells you everything in details about your computer. And then this one tells you your temperatures and voltages and wattages and stuff, which is kind of cool. Yeah, this is CPU ID hardware monitor. And there's nothing bad about it. But anyway, I think I installed SpeedFan. It should be here somewhere. You have to say yes, give it permission, and all that. And it scans your fans. So it'll tell you your temperatures, and it'll also, or your temperature gauges rather, and it does sometimes have access to fan speed control, which is also nice. It's kind of a cool program. There's not much to do on it. You can do stuff on it if you want, but it's best for just keeping an eye on your temps. See how it has all your temperatures listed out really quick? It's pretty simple. Um, it's good to keep an eye on your computer's temperatures. So anyway, I like this program because it has a quick summary that you can show people. That's what my computer is. And then, thanks, Lily. I just learned about this from you. I like it. I have Windows 11 Home. That's look, check out my CPU. I'm actually pretty proud of it. It was a $400 computer. It has 12 cores, and it's a Comic like, and it's a pretty strong computer. I mean, it does a lot of stuff for $400 because I bought the computer as a whole, like desktop, and this CPU is what it's all about because it has 12 cores. Well, 6 cores, 12 threads. It's a multi-threaded CPU. Right. See here? It says logical processors 12, cores 6. Oh, on the Windows thing. That's why I like Windows 11. It's a really beautiful operating system. I highly recommend it if you can upgrade to it. It's not that hard to learn the differences. It's not that hard. There are some things that aren't included, like 3D paint or something, but you can get that on the store and then it'll be there. So like it doesn't really matter if nothing's really removed, you know what I mean? Like you have except for this one thing, you don't have those really cool cubes in like Windows 8, Windows 10 bu- of spinny things that kind of flip around. Um I kind of miss that about Windows 10 because it was kind of like a great uh what you call um uh touchscreen interface for touchscreen computers. I like that about Windows 8 as well. But um Windows 11 is a little smaller apps, and I don't know if they have a touchscreen version of Windows 11. I hope they do, but I have no complaints about Windows 11. I'm actually very fond of it. It's got the prettiness. It has a lot of dark modes. You can turn everything dark. Like you go in your stuff, and it's like, it's all darkened if you want for your eyes' sake. And then if you have Microsoft Word, you can turn everything pretty much dark. And so it's good for your eyes. It's really easy to modify this operating system and it's clean. Like the way it functions, the way it looks, um, is just really pretty, in my opinion. Yeah. So anyway, also most of my browsers also have a similar thankfulness of being able to have a dark mode enabled. So everything I have is good for my eyes. Mhm. I hate when things are too white. It hurts my eyes. Literally. Imagine if I worked at a desk job and my computer was just pure white background. Ugh. I used to do that all day in high school. When I was in high school, I used to have a computer that I would function on when I was in keyboarding tech 1, 2, 3, and um uh I don't know, desktop publishing and some other thing. I forget what it was. Who knows? I took a few computer classes in high school. So that was my major. That was my pre-picked out college major. They were like, "So what do you want to do with your life?" And I was like, "I like computers." So the sad thing is I never got into a coding class because you have to have high math test scores, and I wasn't very good at math. So if you don't have a certain math adequacy, they don't want you in the coding program class. And I don't really mind that because I don't really like coding anyway. I'm not good at it. So um, I got my my computer teacher often tried to get me involved in business technology. She wanted me involved in selling things, computer related technology, uh, like sales. Oh, yeah. So it was mostly about knowing the tech, knowing what kind of computer it is, and being able to sell it, or start a business, or be a part of a business, or be a business leader. Yeah. So she really wanted me to join uh, business, the future business leaders of America or something. I forgot what her. She had a group, and it was pretty cool. Um, but I wasn't that interested. I was definitely eager to think about it because it could lead to some success in my life, but it wasn't what I was looking for. I was actually more interested in the nuts and bolts of computers, right? So anyway, um, but part of that was actually coding as well. So I was kind of curious about coding, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to ever be uh, allowed to even be in those classes. It was sad. Yep. In high school, I had a sad time. They treated me very poorly. I wanted to be in the game creation class. They didn't let me in there. They didn't let me in the coding programming class. They didn't let me do anything in web design. When I joined web design, they had me sit there all day and do nothing, and nobody taught me anything. It was really freaking sad. I had a few web program design classes, though. I knew how to make websites on certain programs and get them set up and everything, but I wasn't very good at making them look beautiful. So, anyway, I wanted to help, and I ended up being a, a computer repair guy at school. Actually, I helped this guy who was already like really good at repairing Macs and flashing operating systems on them and stuff. And then um, he was my good friend, but I was doing cold medicine. And so I kind of forgot some of the things he taught me about computers, unfortunately, but I helped him a lot. And we installed operating systems on a lot of Macs for the library. We set up computers. We did all sorts of cool stuff. We got to like basically cut class to go work on computers. It was pretty cool. I was very blessed. At that point, I was very blessed because I could actually go fix computers. I was there to fix computers. And I was in web design class and I was like, what the heck? I'm becoming like a computer repairman for the school right now, and I'm in web design. I don't understand. So, anyway, public schools are funny. They don't really always do everything right. It's not always right the way things are. We can work on these things. I think we should work on these things. But if I was in a coding class, do you think I would have learned or failed? I mean, I would probably fail, but it depended on me, literally. Why that? It would depend on me and my interest and determination to actually learn it or not. It would. I was just curious, but they wouldn't let me in. It was like they gate kept certain classes from certain people, like poor people, for example, like me. I wasn't allowed in that class. That's sad. Well, it's unfortunate. It was for only the elite and elect, unfortunately. I'm sad about that. Right, but he let you be a computer repair guy. That's nice. I'm still curious about other things. I still wanna learn other things, you know? I mean, it depends what you're gonna teach me. Are you gonna teach me how to code Macs? Or are you gonna teach me how to code, like, operating systems? Or what are you gonna teach me in this class? Well, I wanna learn, but I was curious at the time, but I was doing drugs too. So anyway, I don't think he liked me very much. A lot of people at my high school didn't like me very much because I had long hair and I used to wear metal shirts and stuff. So I was a kind of a metalhead. And they're bad people. What, metalheads? Yeah, they're bad. If you hang around metalheads, they'll turn you into a bad guy. Drugs and stuff, party, alcohol, you know, bad influence music, sometimes satanic. Yeah, I'm a Christian. And I was confused when I was young because I didn't have uh, someone like a rock to to keep me from straying from Jesus. I wanted to be with Jesus. I loved God, but I was always straying to atheism or even evil stuff. So I didn't have enough discipline or I blame public schools because they don't try to bring you to Christ. They don't push it on you. They leave you like a leaf to the wind. You're all over the place. You're going to go from this to that to this to that. You're going to be this religion, that religion. It's just an open door to go in all sorts of different directions. It's kind of a mess because sure, you find yourself in the end, but you shouldn't have to. If you know what you want is Jesus, you should have people helping you stay involved in the faith, in my opinion. People have been known to do this, and they should. Christians are good to each other. They should help each other from losing faith. If they lost faith or they strayed away or they went to sin or something, it's nice to have someone to help bring you back into the Bible or God. And public schools don't do that because it's like no Christianity allowed, basically. It's sad. But they have sometimes public speakers that you're optionally allowed to watch a Christian show, or you're optionally allowed to listen to a Christian speaker, but sometimes you just pass on it because you're busy or something, you know? And it's not enough to get someone in the faith. It's not enough. It wasn't enough for me, but I wanted it. But I wanted to do drugs. I was confused. I didn't want to be straight edge, but I wanted to be Christian. But I wanted to hang around bad kids. I wanted to be cool, but I also wanted to love God and be Christian. And then I wanted to be bad for a while because some girl hurt my feelings. So I turned into a bad guy, the stereotypical bad guy, quote unquote, for a few years. I was kind of a jerk. But that's probably why they didn't like me in high school. But some bullshit drama happened to me and it turned me into a bad guy. Yeah. I used to be interested in God and Jesus and all this other stuff, and then I got strayed away because of some bullshit that I the teenager me was stupid, and I still am, but I'm a lot wiser than that young boy. 15, 16, 17-year-old me was a dumbass. He didn't know nothing about anything, and he still kind of doesn't, but at least he's wiser than he used to be. But 16-year-old drunkard Daniel was kind of a genius sometimes. Yeah, I was really good at math when I was drunk, actually. Fucking weird shit. Like, when I started first drinking when I was like, I don't know, I was like 15. But like the year after I first started drinking, the first time I got drunk, I became kind of an alcoholic in 10th grade, which was like, um, that's sophomore year. And during that time, hold on, someone's calling. I'll be right back. Hi, Tony. Tony? Hi, Tony. It's Daniel. This is Daniel. This is Daniel. Hi. Daniel, I'm Mindy's nephew. I'm good. No, Melinda's at work. I'll get her back at 2. I gotta pick her up at 2. Yeah, just letting you know. All right. Well, take care. Take care, Tony. Thank you. Bye bye. All right. Sorry about that. What the hell? Who's calling? Tony, don't call twice in a row. Are you losing your mind? Tony, leave a message. Okay. I think my friend, my old aunt, my auntie Mindy has a friend named Tony. Sorry, I interrupted my story. I can continue telling it in a second. Um, my auntie Mindy has a friend named Tony who used to help babysit me when I was a little boy. I don't know if she always remembers me. I think she's getting old. She fell down today and she might die soon, I think, because she's getting really frail and she used to smoke a lot. And she's not that old. She's only like 60 something, but she could die soon. And I'm concerned because she, I think, is losing her mind a bit. Yeah. And she seems okay, but she's falling down and she doesn't remember me. And that's not good because she used to remember me like just 3 or 4 years ago. She would say, like, "Hi, Daniel. I remember you. I used to babysit you. You know, hi, Daniel. You know, I know you. I remember you." And now, like just right now, she said, "Who's this?" And I was like, "Oh God, Poor Tony. Anyway, she's from Japan. She actually came here after she rebelled against her parents and said, "Screw you guys! I'm going to go be a hippie in America." And she basically became a hippie in America, and somehow made her life. She had she figured her shit out on her own. I imagine that took a lot of balls, and that much took a lot of courage. Somehow she made it. Somehow she survived. I wouldn't have. I would have been homeless on the street begging for money and doing crack or some shit, sucking dicks on the road. Like, not even joking. If my mom kicks me out of my house, I'm screwed. I maybe go check for jobs, but I might stink like a horrible something bad because I wouldn't be able to shower or something, and I wouldn't have a lot of change of clothes, so I'd look like crap. But at least I might lose weight because I'd be walking all over the street looking for money or something. Who knows? I don't want that. But homeless life sounds horrible. I know it all too well. I've never been homeless, but I know people who have been homeless and I've talked to them, and I have met many, many homeless people in my life. From the intelligent to the drug addict to the drunkard to the not quite even there anymore at all to the what the hell happened to you? Why do I hang around homeless people? Because they buy me booze. I'm just kidding, though. No, but yes, I do talk to a lot of homeless people. I try to help them. I give them money. I'm nice and I'm kind to them because I know their hard life is sucks. But yeah, they do drugs and alcohol, but I don't give a shit about that. I don't judge them. I know their life sucks, and that's probably the only thing that makes them happy. Their life sucks. Sleeping on the street's not fun. Sleeping in a tent on the sidewalk is not fun. Pooping on the side of the road's not fun. Doing any of that stuff's not fun. That's just not a right kind of way to live. I don't know who. There are some homeless people who choose to be homeless. That lifestyle is their choice, and they must enjoy it. And I don't feel bad for them whatsoever because they're happy. But for the ones who don't choose to be there, I sympathize and empathize and put myself in their shoes and know that I wouldn't want to live that kind of life. It's just not fair. It's just not right. Homelessness is a huge problem in California. It's sad. I don't know always how to help everybody. I don't have the resources to give people homes and give people places to stay and running water and such and so forth. I don't know how to do that. I'm sure if we cared and were a little more kind of a society and civilization, I think we could probably take care of them, regardless of their mental status or drug addiction or alcoholism. No, that's not how I got into drugs or alcohol, actually. I got into drugs and alcohol in high school, trying to be cool. Oh, not homeless people. But at some point, I became addicted to alcohol. I became kind of an alcoholic. And I was telling you that story. At first, everything was peachy keen. And I'm going to tell you this story as a word to the wise. Everything was peachy keen at first. When I first started drinking, I was a genius. Basically, I became more affable, more confident, more able. My brain worked better. I could figure out math equations I normally couldn't for some reason. And I was like, this is awesome. I love alcohol. I I did it without thinking. That was the cool thing. I didn't even have to think. And I wrote down an equation and answered the problem in front of everybody in class. And I had been drinking uh, earlier, and it just came out and it was right. And she was like, "Good job, Daniel." My teacher said, "Good job," and I was like, "All right." So anyway, that's complicated. That's weird. Yes, my brain's kind of weird. But anyway, um, I thought that was cool. But after a while, after 2 years of drinking, of alcoholism and heavy drinking, I became kind of a lame-o, and I couldn't do that anymore. My brain I got damage. I got brain damage because it just didn't feel the same anymore, and it didn't work the same anymore, and I wasn't feeling the same anymore. I was sick. My liver got busted. My stomach started hurting, and I realized that I needed to quit. And I'm still sober to this day, but I shouldn't have done that. It was fun at first, but then it ended up giving me brain damage, physical damage, body damage, and it's just not wise. I recommend if you're going to drink, keep it to a minimum. Do not drink every weekend. Do not drink every day. Drink like once a month or less, like every 5 months. That's my advice to you. Even less than that, if you don't want to drink at all, don't. Just stay sober. The reason I advise this is because you don't want to hurt yourself. You may like get something out of it, but all of the good things I did when I was drinking at first, when I first started drinking, I made some poems and maybe I played a few tunes and like had a few good experiences and uh, did some things well. It never lasted. None of it mattered. Even if I was smarter than I used to be, it ended up backfiring and giving me actual brain damage. I thought I was fine. I thought I was going to be fine. I was like, well, if this is the effect alcohol has on me, then I can probably drink for the rest of my life. Until it actually started affecting my brain, my memory, my body. I started gaining weight. It just really backfired on me. Alcohol became very detrimental to my health, and so did coffee, kind of. Coffee used to hurt my stomach, and I still drank it, and I still do, but I don't drink it anymore. Like recently, I've been quitting coffee because it makes my poop smell really bad. So bad that it gets stuck in my clothes. And I'm like, that's just unacceptable. I have to change this. I have to get coffee out of my diet. So I did. And then I smell better now. I drink green tea now. I wish I had Chinese food. That would be perfect because that's some healthy food. Yep. Green tea is good though. It gives you caffeine boost and it tastes pretty all right. Yeah, it's pretty mellow though, but it's all right. But anyway, I want to talk to you about my computer and why I think it's better than all of yours. Because it's cheaper than all of yours, and it can still do mostly everything all of you can do. Ha ha. I don't know. Rub it in your face. Mine's cheaper. Anyway, um, I have limitations. I can't do everything, obviously. I can't play every single brand new game. I'm poor. That's why my computer. I think I got the best bang for my buck, to be honest. To be honest, to be honest, to be honest. Like when you're when you are on a budget less than $1,000, I think this is a good bet. This computer rig is pretty nice. I got this whole computer for probably less than $1,000. 400 for the PC. The power supply, let's say $50. And then I had to get a power supply external for the video card, but the video card was $380. So that basically that's all I spent except for my $200 monitors and my $100 keyboard. Right. So that ended up costing me over $1,000, but for the most part, I spent under $1,000 for the computer itself. And so I thought that was reasonable. What do you think? How much did you spend total for your whole entire computer? 120 for my keyboard. Let's say 130. And 220. That's $440 plus $130. That's 500 and I don't know, $580. $580 for my monitors, my keyboard, and my mouse was like probably $60. So we're at 580. Would be at like 740. So we're at 740 plus 400 for the computer. 740 plus 400. That would be $1,100. $1,140. Right, around the hour. And then I'm guesstimating. And then the video card was 380, so that's like almost $1,500. So we're at like $1,500. And then we add a 50, that's $1,550 for my computer total. Except I got a USB hub, that was probably $20. I got a power strip, that was probably $30. And then is there anything else I added to this computer? I don't know, a controller, I guess. A headset. My headset. This was about $70, but they're like 59 now. So, um, $59. I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. Um, bah. So yeah, I spent about $1,500 on this computer, um, and I think it's a good deal. What do you think? I bet you guys spent like $3,000 on your rigs, to be honest. Uh, but you're limited though, Daniel. Why would anyone want yours? That's true. Well, if you're poor, buy a piece by piece. What do you buy first? The well, let's say you have monitors lying around. Most people have monitors from their previous rig, right? So you don't have to spend that much unless you're brand new, right? So I would buy the computer itself, which is a Acer Aspire TC895. But here, let me help you for a minute. If you're ever gonna buy my computer, I want you to do yourself a favor. TC, what is it? An Acer Aspire TC 895. I want you to do yourself a favor and get the one that maybe this one, right? This one might have a power supply that's actually big enough to handle a video card. This one I don't actually recommend. This is the one I bought. This this is basically the one I bought right here. Okay. Wait, no, that's not it. Oh, which one is yours? Mine is the one with the 10400 in it. Oh, did you get it like open box or something? Um, Let me check around, okay? This one? No, but there's some new and used for 297 on this one. That's a different one though. That's true, but it's basically the same. Oh, that's true. It's basically the same. But like I said, I don't really recommend it. But actually, I recommend this one if it has the full size power supply. But when it comes to mine that I bought, they marketed a full size power supply, but it was actually a smaller power supply. See this power supply? You're gonna have to double pup your computer. Do you know what that is? It's a jerry rig. You're gonna have to jerry-rig your computer if you want a hardcore video card in this thing. Right. Which can handle things. It can handle things. You know, it's worth putting a very decent video card in it. Yeah. For this price is a little high actually. I got mine for 400, but I guess they raised the price to 499. 410 for this one. This one's probably maybe better because it's a 12400. That's a little better, perhaps. Um, what's so good about the 12400? Is it better? I think it is. Let's go double check. We go to cpubenchmark.net. Aren't you supposed to be playing a video game, Daniel? Sure. We're talking. What's wrong with that? We're showing you stuff. This is 19. This is way better. This is a way better deal. This is a way better deal. This computer, you can actually do mostly everything that most main live streamers can do. And check this out. Does it have a power supply to boot? Oh my gosh, it doesn't show. Damn, son. Which one are we looking at again? Which one did we do? We did this one. Showed us the power supply. Right. You son of a bitch. Arnold Schwarzenegger was the president of California for shut up. He was the governor. But like, you son of a bitch. They don't want to show you the power supply probably, but let's see what this guy did. Does he show the power supply?
With
I don't know.
no
Maybe. Doubt it. Oh. Oh, this guy.
Here we have the Acer
He opens it.
TC1760.
It's a good computer. It's a small power supply. You guys are going to have to double pup. What's a double pup? I'll teach you about double pup. Get yourself a nice DDR4 Gen PSU. Well, go to Newegg and get yourself a power supply. That also you're gonna need an old computer. Do you have an old computer? Let me get on camera. I want to get on camera and talk to you. I want to show you my shirt. It's really awesome. Life is full of up and down. Never give up. Actually, that girl who just called gave me this shirt. Tony, my auntie's friend, back when she was probably feeling a lot better. It's a Japanese, I think. Yeah. It's a cool shirt. But anyway, the reason I'm here on camera is I wanted to talk to you about double pupping a computer. I can show you mine. What the F? It's kind of dirty down there, but it's not that bad. I'm brave enough to show you. It's messy, and it's kind of a hellhole, but I'll show you. I don't like the way I look, but whatever. Hey, don't drop that. That's important. What'd you drop? A watch that I like very much. It's a blue diamond watch. It's fake diamond, though. It's $20. Okay. Take a look at this. This is an upside down old Dell Core 2 Duo with a DDR4 Gen Dell power supply in it. And it has a 6-pin and an 8-pin, perfect for my 1080 Ti. So I boot it up, but I don't have anything connected to it. So the CPU's running. The RAM's probably in it, but there's no hard drive. So I just press the power button and turn it on. Then I turn on my Acer. Oh shit. And then it powers my 1080 Ti because I connected the power cables from this one into it beforehand. So you have to make sure you turn on your secondary computer, which I would recommend using. Like, let's say you have some old cheapo computer or you have something, but you need to have a power button to turn on your PSU. You need a PSU that can handle your video card. Okay. So you're going to need a PSU that can handle whatever kind of video card you're buying. If it's a dual 8-pin and you need 16 pins, then you're going to need to get a power supply that has those or whatever, even adapters or whatever. But you need to make sure that your power supply can actually handle the power output of your video card. Okay. And this is how you double pup. This is something I call a double pup, but you can also do it with a motherboard on top of your your uh your case. You could put a motherboard up there, a PSU over here somewhere or right there, and connect the PSU to your motherboard and then use a power switch that you connect to your motherboard and press the button, and then that'll turn on your video card, and then you can turn on your PC and it'll boot up video. Do you understand? It's called the pup, double pup. It's a double pup. So that's what you do when you have one of those cheap video power supplies that can't handle external power video cards. Do you understand? It's a jerry rig, but it works, and it's relatively safe as long as everything's matching. You know what I mean? Like if you can get everything matching, it's working. So like if the power supply can handle the video card, it'll be fine. But if your power supply can't handle your video card, it'll overheat and break. That's what happened to my actual live stream a few times on this computer. I was using a Core 2 Duo Athlon AMD X2 or something power supply from that generation, 430 watts. And I had like multiple Molex adapters to connect to my 6 and 8 pin on the 1080 Ti. It didn't have the rails. It didn't have the rails. It can't handle that output. So it just busted. It went pop, and the capacitors popped or something. Something happened. It just didn't have the voltage ability or something, or I don't know. Something happened and it was overburdened with power consumption, and it just couldn't output or maintain at that power level. So that was because it's old, probably, and not able to understand the newer technology video cards that need a certain power level output and such. So you need to have something that's reasonably updated. So that's why I recommend going to Newegg. But I happen to have one from a DDR4 Ryzen 3. I had a Ryzen 3 for $700, and I thought that was decent. I was like, meh, Best Buy, you ripping me off. I don't want a fucking Ryzen 3 for $700. I want a Ryzen 5. But anyway, I shouldn't talk like that. That's rude. But like, seriously, Ryzen 3s are decent. But honestly, at that price point, you could buy something online a lot better. But my Ryzen was pretty awesome. I had a Ryzen for a while and I spilled coffee on it. The whole thing broke except for one video card. I had a 470 and a 570, and I was trying to see if they would actually synchronize, but I don't think they did, but it didn't matter. I put them both in there anyway. The coffee destroyed the 470, but the 570 survived, and I sold it to someone, and I was like, lol. It still worked, and he gave it to his kid. I sold it on Facebook Marketplace. The guy came over and he's like, "Oh, this is for my son, so he can play Fortnite." And I was like, "Oh, well, that'll probably work." And he doesn't know that it got coffee spilled on it, even though it's completely functioning. you know, yeah, I didn't clean it off. No way. If I tried to clean that off, that'd probably destroy the card. Yeah. So anyway, as long as it's in functional condition, that's what matters. Yep. And I sold it really cheap, so I hope it worked out for his kid, but I bet he found out later on. What the hell happened to this card? If he inspected it, it was dusty and probably had sticky coffee on it because I put sugar in my coffee and milk. Well, or creamer even. Who knows? If I use milk, I put sugar. If I put creamer, nothing sugar. But anyway, um, that resin got busted. It's not waterproof. It's not coffee proof. What happened? Well, I had a Warcraft cup that's like almost the size of this mug, but bigger. It's like this big, full of coffee. And I was working on it. And I was like installing something. And my desk was right here and my computer was right here. So I was like just doing it really quick on the fly. I wasn't going to go disconnect everything and go into the garage and get everything all pristine and be like, I have to make sure I'm delicate with this. I was just like, meh, you know, I'll be fine. Everything's going to be fine. I know how to ground myself and I'll be fine. I know how to do this. And then somehow, 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 the coffee just, I don't know if it was me or what, somehow just the coffee went like the whole container went like this all over the exact internals of the the Dell while it was open, while I was working on it. I don't know. I said that was the devil. It could have been Jesus. I don't know who was mad at me, but someone was mad at me. Who knows? So maybe it was subconsciously me doing it on purpose. I doubt that though. But who knows? Something bad happened, and I blamed Satan because I thought it was Satan. It might have been the devil. It probably was. But anyway, something happened. It destroyed most of my peripherals. I lost my RAM. Damn. I lost my CPU. Damn. The motherboard didn't work. Damn. The video card didn't work. The 470. Damn. That was a 4 GB though. I had a 570 8 GB. It still worked. What? Nice. And it was like right next to the vicinity too. I was like, damn, Sapphire, you make a good video card. You know that? Coffee proof. I don't know how that happened, but it survived. Anyway, then I tested the power supply and it still worked. And now I'm using it right now. Bah. Cool story, huh? Cool story, bro. Yeah, I know, right? It was a sad story, actually. My dad spent $700 to buy me that computer. Nice guy. Appreciate him. But it went to the trash, and I had to suck it up for a while and use my Core 2 Duo that I got from my mom's friend for a long time. I was uploading videos of like on an old video capture card. I would put Sonic Adventure into my capture card, and it would come out all fucked up, and I would upload that to YouTube. That's what I would do for a long time. I was on a Core 2 Duo from a Risen 3 to a Core 2 Duo live streaming. All sorts of cheapo things. So anyway, I sucked it up for a while, and then unfortunately something bad happened, and then I uh, came home from where I went, and I got a brand new computer from my mom. So that was nice, and I'm here, and I'm happy. You know, things are going good. How are you all? I'm happy. I'm not looking too hot. I don't like the way I look, but I'm doing all right. I'm happy. I'm sober. I take vitamins still, though. I take Salbutamine. What's that? It's a supplement, but it doesn't really do anything for me. I mean, it kind of does, but it doesn't. And I take my focus factor. I like that. And my ginkgo biloba because this focus factor doesn't have ginkgo biloba for some reason. And I take my medication, my prescriptions, which I have many of. So, um, and my tea. I'm happy. I got vape. I vape, but I, don't, I should be ashamed of that actually. I come from a dingy old crime town called Chino. What do you expect from me? We came from a land of gang members and gangsters. We, me, but like, to be honest, though, I'm lucky I turned out all right. I think I'm pretty all right at this time in my life. It's a daily struggle in terms of like finances and also making sure you don't listen to the devil or listen to the bad thoughts. You have to change the flip the script. You know, you have to, instead of hate, be loving. You got to know when to do the right thing and how to do the right thing and what you need to read when. I have lots of help from God. I got God's promises. I got my comfort is Jesus. I got divine mercy in my soul. The diary of Saint Faustina, who I love very much. She, uh, she created this image. Uh, she had this image painted because she saw a vision of Jesus, and she created a thing. I think it's called Divine Mercy that is optional for humans in this time, in the quote unquote latter days. Want me to get you a thing? Yes, I'll go get you a thing. I also have this. I'll be right back. I don't look too good. I've gained a lot of weight. I'm 250 pounds right now. How do you find God? How to find God? This is a good book to have. I have Victory in Spiritual Warfare by Tony Evans. It's over there, but it's covered up by stuff. I need that book though. I got a Bible, and then I'll be right back. I'm gonna go give you something I got in jail. No shame. I have no shame in this. I was in jail for 11 months, and I had about 40 something books, and I came back with this and a few other things. But anyway, um, I got into an altercation with a police officer. That's what happened, and it could be worse. And I'm still on the informal probation. Oh, I'm still on informal probation because of what I did, uh, and I have one more court date. And if all goes well, my case will be dropped. I won't have a criminal record, and I will be free. If all goes horribly wrong for some reason, like if I get into trouble or something, um, I I don't know what happens. I either get a felony strike and walk free, or I go to prison. I'm not sure. Who knows? It's up to the judge. It's up to the court. I'm not in charge of that, and I hope it's all good because I've been behaving and I've been good and I'm not hurting anyone, and I am sorry for what I did. I didn't mean to hurt that guy. I left a scar on him. I got a scar too, though. I think I showed you already. Where? I don't know if you can see it, but I have a scar right there. Oh, like kind of, sort of. Beanbag shotgun. Got infected in jail. Oh, really? Got infected, almost died. I almost died. I passed out in the shower, and then I woke up. I went to the little bit of nice medical area in the jail, and they looked at it, or looked at me, and they were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think I'm getting better. I just need some water, I think." So then, a few days later, I found out this was infected, and it exploded with pus, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm in trouble. I got blood and pus all over me. Oh my god, this is disgusting." So I thought I was gonna die, and then I had to go to the doctor, and they brought me to the doctor, and they checked it out and cleaned it and left it, and it didn't heal for like a long time, but it finally healed. And I lost like a part of my stomach or my belly because it got so bad that the the staph infection, I think it was a staph infection from the jail. I'm not sure, but it like deteriorated my flesh, and I thought I was going to die. And not let alone being roommated with psycho murderers. Good lord. Some of the people I was roommated with wanted to kill me because I left crumbs on my bed. My god. I had orange juice spilled on my bed and they said I pissed on it. And they wanted to kill me. They got me kicked. They made me fear for my life because of this. Yes, multiple times I've had a fear for my life. I had to leave, or they transferred me. They transferred me 11 times throughout all those months. Like almost once a month, I had an expectation of being moved somewhere. Sometimes I was in solitary isolation due to COVID. I had to sleep with like less than a blanket on not some comfy bed. It was like a piece of metal, and I was in there for 11 days. It was ruthless, brutal loneliness. Without a pen and paper, you have nothing to do besides eat and think. It's awful. And it was all because of apparently COVID, or they wanted to transfer me to a mental health department or something. I don't know. Anyway, I met some pretty cool people in jail. One of them sold me coffee, and he gave me this, but I owed him like $20 or something. Really? Yeah, or something. I owed him some amount of money I couldn't pay him, and he got transferred before I could pay him. Oh, but he gave you this? Yeah, he gave me this. I forgot his name. Oh, that's okay. Yeah, this I wanted to teach you about. I like telling jail stories too. There's a bunch I could tell you. I could tell you a lot of stories. Sometimes it wasn't that bad. Like the only problem was you don't really get good deodorant. There's not a lot of good soap unless you have special soap bought for you. And uh, other than that, um, it can be fun if people are nice. Sometimes people are nice. They're not that bad. They're just trying to improve themselves while they're there. They're like, well, this sucks. I'm going to make the most of it and hang out with you or something, you know? So I was in a mental health dorm for about 4 months. Thank God I was there for a stationary period of time. And that's where I got this. And I would do daily Bible readings from my room. I had a room. Wasn't that nice? I had a room, and I put a bunch of um, suggestive anime girls up on the wall all over the place. Good lord. Well, he had this guy named Ben. He had he was stationary like for a year, and he had anime books all over the place. And he had pages ripped out of the hot scenes. And when he got kicked out, they shipped him out of there. I went through all of his suggestive pages that he ripped out, and I posted them up on the wall in my room. Because I was like, hey, you guys need this. And they blamed me for this, but it was like all Ben's fault. But anyway, and I was reading Jesus stuff, and it was inappropriate. It was not right. It was not right. Yeah. I'm surprised they let you have this kind of stuff. It was basically pornography, like, to be honest. It was just nice to see. It was mostly like for me, what I liked was the Love Hina. He had some Love Hina pages ripped out, and I liked a few others too, but I forgot what they were. They were pretty cool. Anyway, He actually, I think, gave me a Battle Angel Alita Omnibus, and I ended up trading it for like uh, something. I don't remember what it was. I probably just wanted some food. I was like, "Hey, can I have some food?" And they're like, "Uh, what?" And I was like, "Do you like anime? I have books." And they're like, "Okay." I was like, "Oh shit, fresh, tasty food." Because I was always hungry. I love jail food sometimes when you order the when someone orders you a package and someone cooks up a meal with like pork rinds and like pepperonis and ramen noodles and chips and all sorts of stuff involved. Oh God, it's delicious. It's like, whoa, I smell food. I have things I can trade for this. I need food. So I would love eating food. If I got invited to eat food, I was the happiest guy because that food was delicious. Regular jail food, though, the food that gave you a morning, lunch, and dinner, or breakfast, lunch, and dinner, um, that food is not all that great, except for the lucky. This I went to L.A. County Jail. Sorry, guys. I know, right? I was in L.A. County Jail. I forgot to mention that. But anyway, it, they have a peanut butter called Lucky Peanut Butter. It's decent. That's pretty good. That's what you get for breakfast most of the time. Other than that, sometimes you get cereal or some other crap, but they don't always give you peanut butter. Sometimes you don't get peanut butter because people steal peanut butter. To be honest, the the trustees steal the peanut butter. Like you're getting ripped off when your lunch is supposed to be peanut butter and you get some other bullshit. Yeah, because everybody trades the peanut butter because it's actually pretty damn good. Yeah. So anyway, um, there's a peanut butter cartel in jail. To be honest, lol, it's really funny. So anyway, like seriously, you see these guys who have like a bag full of peanut butter. It's crazy. They stockpile it, they hoard it, and it's like they're the don of the peanut butter. They don't share. Like if you're like, "Can I have some peanut butter?" and they're like, they're the boss of the peanut butter, bro. Anyway, that peanut butter is pretty damn good though. It's really good, but you don't have access to it on public shelves in America. Why? I don't know. It's pretty damn good. I think you guys would really like it. It's good. It's better than Skippy. It's better than Jif. Oh my god, it's good. So anyway, I don't know why jail food is so good. It shouldn't be. It's like enticing. I should go back to jail. That sounds fun. No, just for the food? No, no, no. That's bad. Makes me want to go to jail. Sounds fun. No, no, no. You don't want to go to jail. Trust me. It's horrible, messy, dirty, dingy, and dangerous. It's very scary, actually. But the food sometimes, for some reason, Keefe, the company, sells amazing good food, but they don't like to sell it on the store shelves for most people in America. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand that. I'll never understand that. I hope they change it one day so that the world can know what good food is because that's pretty damn good food. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know. Why? Why? So, yeah, I had a lot of good food in jail, to be honest. So, I had a lot of good food. So good. Sometimes I would only get a little bit because they had to share it was their stuff. I didn't have anything. Sometimes it was me who was giving people stuff because my mom would buy me packages, thank God. But sometimes my packages wouldn't come. I would talk to my mom on the phone. She said, "Yes, I bought you a package," and I wouldn't get anything. And I was like, "Oh." So it was pretty rough sometimes because I would promise people things. I would trade things, like I would say, "Hey, man, can I have some food of yours? I'll give you something of my package when it comes." And then my package wouldn't come, and they'd be like, "You bitch, you son of a bitch." I felt like I was gonna die because I thought my mom said she ordered a package, and then the package didn't come, but I was buying drugs. Oh, really? I was buying heroin. Holy shit. They have heroin in jail? Yes, they have heroin, they have meth, they have spice, which I don't want. I never really liked the spice. Why were you doing heroin? What the fuck else are you supposed to do in there? It was boring. It was expensive though. Heroin's freaking expensive in jail. That shit's fucking rare. That's true. I never even got to do any meth. People hoard that shit like crazy. They're like, "Oh hell no, don't touch my crack. Don't touch my fucking crack. That's my crack." They're very, very, you know how people are. You know how it is to have a meth addiction. It's like, none for you. None for you. This is all I got. It's just a little bit anyway. So yeah, it's understandable. Sometimes they wouldn't have very much. It's like barely even enough to get anyone high. So it's sad. But yeah, they have some drugs in jail sometimes, but they really crack down on it hardcore. The Keefe lady got caught giving out meth or something. Really? Yes, the Keefe lady was sneaking meth into the bags of like the packages, and she got arrested right on the spot at in jail when I was there. Holy shit. She got caught. I don't know how she got caught, but it wasn't my fault. And like, you know, crazy shit. So anyway, did she really get arrested in front of me? No. She just disappeared one day and we found out she got arrested because she um was sneaking drugs in or something. Right. One time someone stole my package. Oh, really? Yeah. They're kind of mean to me sometimes. Cuz I was kind of like I don't really defend myself very well. I'm just kind of a guy and I wasn't there to be violent or ruthless or anything. I was just like I'm not gang affiliated. I'm not really like hardcore or like I'm gonna kick your ass or anything like that. I'm just like this nice guy who just happened to fuck up, and like I was just uh, I didn't want to cause any trouble because I knew I was in big deep shit already. I've never been to jail. I was like, oh fuck, I'm like a fucking man child going to jail. I'm gonna fucking die. This place is gonna eat me alive. I hate this shit. I don't like the military. I don't want to join the military. I don't like jail. Jail feels like I'm getting a military program training or some shit. And I was like really unhappy to be there. But I guess I did learn some discipline. Yeah, gotta get up and do your shit and do blah blah blah. You gotta clean up. You gotta do this, that, and the other thing. You know, um, yeah, and you have to avoid fighting too. If you don't want to get your ass kicked, you better do what someone says sometimes. If you don't want to die or get your ass kicked, you better fucking not mess around. If someone says keep your bed clean, keep your bed clean because they will kick your ass for that. If you don't wear your shoes, if you go walk around barefoot, they'll kick your ass for that. Why? I don't know, even know. Really? Yeah. I used to drink and eat on my bed. That's when I first got to jail, I was eating and drinking on my bed, and that's when I first ran into problems. Oh, because I eat in my room. This is what I'm accustomed to. I'm a free rich baby. Like I eat my fucking meal right on my desk. I eat right in my room. You see there's crumbs on the floor. It's an absolute disaster in here, to be honest. You shouldn't eat in your room. My grandma used to tell me, she used to tell me, eat in the kitchen. Don't eat in your room. It will get messy. Well, she passed away, and now I I should honor her by not eating in here. But she told me before she died, she said, "Daniel, when I die, you do what the fuck you want. You live the way you want to live. After I die, you can eat in your room. You can do whatever the f you want. It's your room. You can have whatever part of the house you want. Do things as long as Mindy and Kristen are okay with it." And I was like, "All right, cool." So yeah, well, I think she died of a heart attack. My grandma. She had a kidney problem. We should have probably taken her to the kidney dialysis place, but we forgot that Monday. Actually, that might have been what caused her death. I think it was probably my responsibility, but I was like, "No, Grandma, I don't want to go to the kidney dialysis place or something." And I was like, "Mom, isn't it your responsibility if Grandma can't drive herself? I have to be responsible to drive Grandma to the kidney dialysis place and wait like around an hour or something." I don't know what the F. I was not in the mood that day. I was like, "Grandma, you'll be fine. Doctors are evil anyway." So anyway, I probably should have taken her to the kidney dialysis place because the kidney dialysis place, the only way the person can survive is if they go to dialysis every month or week or so. What depends on. She used to be able to drive when I first moved in. She was able to drive, and then her health deteriorated as I was here, and she stopped being able to drive. She was getting in car accidents. She crashed at McDonald's. She basically laid down her license because she knew she was causing trouble on the road. She didn't lose her license, but she basically said, "I can't drive anymore. I think I'm getting too old." I was like, "Yeah, it's okay. I'll try to drive you around, but I can't promise everything. I can't take you to the doctor all day long and do everything, Grandma, you know?" Like, yeah, but I probably should have, but I kind of blame my mom because that's kind of like her mom. Like Kristen should take her to dialysis to keep her alive, not Daniel. I'm the baby. I'm just a child boy. Like I don't know where the dialysis place is. I've never done this before. At the time I was stupid, but yeah, that's possible. But other than that, probably old age or just unhealthy eating habits. She ate the F she felt like. She ate whatever she wanted. Burgers, sandwiches, whatever she wanted. And that's potentially probably what led to her death. She had a clogged artery in her heart or something, and she had sort of like a stroke before she died, and like she couldn't do things as well. And then that's when uh, I tried to like help her because like she couldn't move uh, in her chair, in her walker. She couldn't get up. Like she was like having an argument with my auntie, but I knew my grandma was not in this state to be making normal decisions because she was like after she had that like problem she had in the bathroom where she wasn't acting normal anymore and she was like really like dying. Um, I went to go try to break up the fight because they were fighting. My auntie was trying to get money from my grandma, and Barbara had like $700 in her hands, and she still had it when she died. Up to the point of her death, she still had $700 in her hand, and that was my auntie's fault. I don't blame my auntie. I just don't know why she was doing that when Barbara was on her deathbed, but apparently it was God's plan, in my opinion. Why that? Because I saw a vision before this ever happened. It all came. back to me after this happened that this was part of God's plan. Because my grandpa, after he died, I saw a vision of my grandpa and Jesus or an angel or something showing me how my grandma would die, like a walker or falling down, coming out of a walker. And that's how she died. But I was right there. Like I was the one trying to get her out of the walker because she was hunched over in it and she couldn't move. And she said, "Don't take me out of the walker." And I was like, "Grandma, I don't know how to get you back in bed if I leave you here. I'm kind of stupid. I've been drinking the previous night because I'm a stupid alcoholic son of a bitch." But my mistake, I guess, because she may have lived a few more days probably, but like I think she was dying. Anyway, um yeah, but she should have died in bed. That's why I'm mad at my grandma. Not my grandma, but not well, actually, yeah, kind of, because it's grandma's fault. That's true, but she does God's will, I imagine. Yeah, she's a very faithful Christian person, and I'm pretty sure this was God's will or Jesus' will. I'll tell you more stories about that later. But like, um, uh, they were fighting back and forth. But first, Auntie said, so I was in bed. I'm in this room, sleeping in bed. And apparently in the early morning, like 7 a.m. or something, I'm sleeping till noon or something. I get up at 11. I woke up because they were fighting at 11 a.m. or something. I don't remember. Anyway, I was sleeping in. I was hoping for the best with grandma. I was just like, okay, well, I imagine she's probably going to pass away soon in the um uh in bed, hopefully sleeping, right? Because nobody wants to die on the toilet. Nobody wants to die. Um, but she didn't die alone. That's also very nice, isn't it? But she had God and Jesus there with her as well. But anyway, um, so anyway, what was I saying? Oh, okay, so I was sleeping in, and early in the morning, my grandma got McDonald's, like a egg white sandwich or something. My auntie asked her for money to buy her McDonald's because I guess she requested McDonald's, and I imagine that's like her last meal. To be honest, it was. That's what she wanted. But before that, she was asking for peaches because she was kind of losing her mind. Yeah. She was like, "Can I have peaches?" And it's like, "Why do you want peaches right now out of a can? Are you serious?" It's like, but it's like, okay, well, that's what she wants. But she probably wasn't thinking straight. I don't know. Maybe it's the wisdom of elders. I don't know. I don't know. Um, so anyway, she got her McDonald's. Um, and then Auntie went back around 11 when I woke up because they were fighting, arguing. Grandma was kind of yelling best she could. Like, and I was like, "Oh, hell no, this is bullshit." So, like, I woke up kind of angry. I was like, Grandma just got back from the hospital. We called the police or the paramedics to get her help because we thought she was dying in the toilet. But obviously, she didn't die at the hospital. Well, thank God for that. But like, um, we didn't want her to die at the hospital. That wasn't our intention. But maybe it was wrong to call the police or the paramedics um, before she died. But I guess we thought that might help her because what if she did die at the hospital? She wouldn't be happy. That's true. So thankfully, they took her back and she was still alive. She was doing fine, but she was kind of senile and going crazy. Yeah, she was getting kind of paranoid and delusional and like, I don't know, whatever was happening, um, whatever she's dealing with. Right. whatever she was dealing with uh, in her head. But anyway, she came back and she was fine. But I had a feeling she was going to die that night. I was like, all right, Grandma, you know, God bless you and good night. And we read, I prayed for her and stayed by her bed and helped her go to bed and get in bed. And I could tell she wasn't 100% at that time. That's why we called in the first place. But anyway, um, uh, then I went to bed, but I was also kind of partying at the same time. I was drinking, and um, so I stayed up a little later drinking, and then I fell asleep. And I woke up because my dogs were barking at Auntie, and Grandma was somehow out of bed. And I was like, how is she out of bed? I thought she was like on her deathbed right now. Why is my auntie fighting with her right now? And I was like, no way. This is bullshit. Auntie, what are you doing? Why are you literally trying to beg Barbara for money and basically grab it out of her hands? Like, why are you asking for $700 from Barbara when she's like dying right now? Can't you wait like a few days? She's going to pass away like right now. What's wrong with you? Why are you fighting? So I got mad at her and I was like, look, I'm half awake and drunk as fuck, somewhat. I'm hungover. And I'm like, Mindy, just get out of here. Get out of here. It's her money. Leave her alone. And after that, my grandma was like, and she stopped any animation she had before. She basically had none left. Any, like, life she had in her disappeared, but she had her hands on the money that Auntie was, like, literally back and forth fighting over. And so, anyway, Auntie ran away, and then Barbara was in her walker, and I was like, we have to get you back in bed somehow because I don't want to leave you just slouched there. She was like, no. And I was like, I don't know. I'm going to try to maybe carry you back. And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, are you ready? Do you think you're going to make it if I can try to carry you from the back and bring you over to bed? And she was like, I guess. I tried to, like, you know, communicate with her like a little bit, like, is it okay if I try to get you back in bed or somehow? She was like, I guess. And I was like, all right. So I tried to carry her, but she was too heavy and she couldn't walk herself. She couldn't keep herself up and she fell and died, basically. And she was too heavy for me. And I was like, well, that sucks. So she knew that I probably shouldn't have tried to help her, but I don't know what would have happened after that, though. Probably she would have died some other way. Yeah. Like, what I liked about that, though, a lot of people are jerks to me about this story, but this is actually very spiritual, uh, nice story to me. When it first happened, I felt blessed, and I felt that that was her destiny. The way she died was the way she was meant to die, with her grandson helping her, and there for her. I was there for her at her when she was dying, and you know, I I was only trying to help, and it was kind of a nice experience because I felt like she's with God now, and I'm happy for her to be happy because she wasn't doing well. She was like having problems, physically. She was very ill. Anyway, but like, um, the reason why I say that was her destiny was because I saw it in a vision long ago, but it only came back to me after it happened. I was like, oh shit, this happened. This vision I saw when I was crying in bed because my grandpa died. I was crying because my grandpa died. And then um, my grandpa came to me in a vision while I was in bed closing my eyes, and I saw um, how my grandma dies. And I was like, really? That's cool. So uh, at the time, my grandpa was telling me stuff, and I don't remember everything, but like he was like, "That way you don't cry. You're not gonna have to cry because of Barbara." And I was like, "All right." So yeah, it was pretty cool actually. Like because Jesus came to comfort me, and my grandpa said, "Don't cry, Daniel. Don't be sad. It's not good to cry over people. Like, you know what I mean?" Yeah. So um, I thought that was a nice story because um, I was very happy to be there for her. And well, the previous stuff and all the details and all the rest of this stuff is where things are kind of effed up in a way. Yeah, you know. So, um, but I do believe she, I believe that was Jesus's or God's will for her to die that way. I'm not sure if it was necessarily her will, but I imagine she was in the same uh, uh, boat as what God wanted, and I at least I think my vision was real. I don't know, and I hope it wasn't demons or something. But I think it was actually my grandpa and Jesus or an angel just comforting me and trying to tell me what God had showed them that the future would hold. And I thought that was cool. And you know what's really cool? I actually saw um, like a breath of life spirit come out of her. Remember in the Bible in Ecclesiastes it says the the um the life of uh the light hold on. Let me go get it. Literally. Hold on. I'll show you computer stuff after I do this. Uh Ecclesiastes um the spirit returns to the God who gave it. Oh, okay. So some people believe all is dust and all of us, maybe our physical bodies return to dust. Yes, they do. But the spirit returns to the God who gave it. The spirit returns to God who gave it. Oh, God gave us our spirit. He breathed life into us with his spirit. And that's how people die. Their spirits leave their body and return to God. At least if they belong to God. Yeah, well, I imagine that's everyone, to be honest, though. But I saw it with my own eyes. So I, I had a spiritual experience when my grandma died, and I, I don't know what to say. I think it was God's will, though. I think it was the will of God, um, and it wasn't necessarily a bad thing, right? So anyway, that's my story of that. Mm. Um, this is what I wanted to teach you about. This is called Divine Mercy in My Soul. And um, it says, right here, it says, paint an image according to the pattern you see. With the signature, Jesus, I trust in you. I promise that the soul will venerate this image will not perish. I promise that the soul that will venerate this image will not perish. I also promise victory over its enemies already on here on earth, especially at the hour of death. I myself will defend it as my own glory. I am offering people a vessel with which they are to keep coming for graces to the fountain of mercy. That vessel is this image with the signature, Jesus, I trust in you. I desire that this image is venerated, first in the chapel and then throughout the world. That's something that Saint Faustina said that Jesus told her to do. At the request of her spiritual director, Saint Faustina asked the Lord about the meaning of the rays in the image. She heard these words in reply. The two rays denote blood and water. The pale ray stands for the water, which makes the souls righteous. The red ray stands for the blood, which is the life of souls. These rays issued forth from the depths of my tender mercy when my agonized. You gotta go. I have to go pick up my auntie. When my agonized heart was opened by a lance on the cross, happy is the one who dwells in the shelter, for the hand of God will not lay hold of him. By means of this image, I shall grant many graces to souls. It is a reminder of the demands of my mercy, because even the strongest of faith is of no avail without works. So I have always liked this. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. That you can receive like special divine mercy if you venerate or respect this image. This one got dirty because it fell in a cage, but I tried to take care of it. And I have this book too. So anyway, I think this is really cool. And this is a Catholic thing, but I recommend it. But I gotta go pick up my auntie. It's 1:44. She gets off at 2, and I gotta drive over there to her work. So sorry I didn't play Paragon like I said I was gonna. Um, I don't have time to play it right now. I'm sorry I got carried away telling stories. I would love to continue telling more stories. Unfortunately, I have to get going because, I can't leave my auntie stranded in the heat outside of her job or something. She works at Carl's Jr. and it's hot out there. And yeah, her car needs an oil change or something, and that's why she's having me drive her back and forth for a few days. I enjoy it. I'm going to put some tunes on. All right, we'll see you guys later.